The clashes between Bedouin Arab villagers and Israeli police were the most violent in years. The government said they were merely planting trees on land that belongs to the State of Israel. But the Bedouins said the move was a land grab designed to take even more of their tribal land. Today, there are about 300,000 Bedouin Arabs living in the Negev desert in southern Israel. About 60,000 of them live in 35 villages, which are called unrecognized.
These villages existed even before 1948, but the government does not see them as villages. They are not on the map according to the state. It's like they don't exist. That means there are no services, no local council, no roads, no water, no electricity.
About 6,000 Bedouins live in the unrecognized village of Al-Zarnuq, most from the same extended family which has lived here for at least 5 generations.
The
situation is difficult here. We don't have running water. For electricity, we just have solar panels. There's no infrastructure like sewage lines. When it rains, there's so much mud that the children can't go to school.
Since the entire village is considered illegal, Israeli bulldozers have repeatedly demolished homes here.
Those are actually the remains, the rubbles of one of the demolished houses of my brother's house. Actually, was demolished 2018. This is actually as a result of the Israeli policy of demolishing Bedouin houses in the so-called unrecognized community. We witnessed more than 3,000 house demolitions in the last year. So this is one of the really painful images we can see in our communities.
For the first time in history, the current Israeli government coalition includes an Arab party led by Mansour Abbas. He promised to improve Bedouin living conditions, including legalization of the 35 unrecognized villages. Recently, the government voted to recognize 3 of them, but wants to demolish others, including Al-Zarnuq. The policy of all previous Israeli governments has been to resettle Bedouins in state-built towns, but most Bedouins say they will not give up their claims to rural lands.
The problems of the unrecognized villages and the basic problems are that we are not being given human rights. So under multiple UN laws, human rights are water, shelter, electricity, and then under other ones, actually, democratic countries have to recognize the ownership of the indigenous people over the land.
The political fight between the Bedouins and their supporters and detractors in the government goes on. Linda Gradstein for VOA News, Al-Zarnuq.